Hey girlfriend, are you going on your second week putting off that thing you wanted to do, but you can't seem to find the time to do it? Do you show up to do it, then you find yourself making up any excuse not to do it, but you know you want or need to do it. So what's standing in your way? Join me in today's show where I will walk you through 3 steps to overcome the unhealthy habit of procrastination. It is time to get things done. Hey girlfriend, welcome to the Choose Happy with Marie show. Do you want to connect back to yourself and what you really want for your life? Do you find yourself up late at night wishing you could just stop that never-ending cycle of people-pleasing? Do you wake up with plans for the day, but you struggle to follow through to complete them? Hi, I'm Marie. I too felt overwhelmed on the hamster wheel called life. Negative self-talk, limiting beliefs, and unhealthy habits were standing in my way of truly living a happy life. My breakthrough happened when I learned the power of choosing happy. In this podcast, you will find ideas for living a life where you put what you want first. You break free from your mind's focus towards negativity, and you find the peace and stability that will help you live the life that you really want for yourself today. Let's do this. We are choosing happy. Come on in, girlfriend. Hey, girlfriend. How are you? I hope you're doing well. How are you enjoying the self-love series so far? I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope you're feeling the love that I am sending your way this month. So just to recap, Episode 18 introduced the self-love series, and that episode is called Ready to Feel February Love? Start with Loving Yourself. Episode 19 is about perfectionism, and it's titled, It's Safe to Be Messy, 5 Signs You Might Be a Perfectionist. Today, I'm going to talk to you about procrastination. We're going to put it out there. How many of us delay doing things? We know we should do them, but we don't. Or we'll find every excuse not to do some things. Well, let's just start listing them. We're too tired. We're overwhelmed. We blame our spouse. We blame our parents. We blame our kids. And, well, we even blame the weather. And don't get me wrong. These can be valid excuses to not do something. But if it becomes a consistent thing where you can't get tasks done, then it requires some reflection about it. Could it be that maybe you really don't want to do it? Or is there a limiting belief that's standing in your way? Or are you just too tired to do yet another thing on your very full to-do list? According to dictionary.com, procrastination is defined as the action of delaying or postponing something, and it has a negative impact. How many of us procrastinate until the last possible minute on an important project that we need to do? Then we're scrambling to do it, and we end up making mistakes because we're rushing. We're not doing our best. We're just doing it, just doing like the bare minimum to get it done. Can you remember an instance where that happened in your life? What we don't realize is that we're actually sabotaging ourselves. We're setting ourselves up to not do that task well. Labeling ourselves as a procrastinator is not setting ourselves up to succeed. And it really does have a negative impact on our life. So, now that we know it's not a good thing to have in your life, it's not a label to be proud of, what are the 3 steps that we could do to overcome it? Here's the first one. Ask yourself the following question. Why? Why am I procrastinating in doing X? And be honest with yourself. Are you being told you have to do it? For example, if it's a work task, ask yourself, is this an important work task? Or is it just a busy task? And well, if you're being asked by your boss to do it, you can question it to a point, but in the end, you do have to do it. Number 2, are you feeling so overwhelmed to even start it? Are you lacking clarity, perhaps? If you are feeling overwhelmed, break the task down into subtasks. I find when I do this, I can follow through on completing it because I've given myself smaller tasks that are manageable to do. I don't know about you, but I really like check marking tasks complete. There's just something about using my pen and just check marking. I don't know, it makes me feel good. So I've got a couple of examples to illustrate what I'm referring to. The first one, let's say you want to prepare a special meal for your family or your friends. Okay, you want to do this. You love hosting. I know I love hosting. But sometimes I can feel overwhelmed. So what I like to do is I actually like to break it down in a few tasks. So I may use my Post-it note. You know how I love using Post-it notes, or just like a pad of paper. It doesn't really matter, or your notes app on your phone. So I'll put tasks like this down. So I want to host a meal, or I just want to plan a special meal for my family. So the first thing I will do as a subtask of that big task is to write the following: plan menu. So that's one subtask. So once I plan the menu, I check mark that. A second item could be list needed ingredients I need to buy that I don't have in stock in the house. That's another item. Check mark when that's done. Third item can be go to the stores and get the ingredients. Once that's done, check mark that. The next item could be make ahead whatever I can in advance, marinate the meat or cut the vegetables in advance. That is check marked. And then all I have to do is cook the meal. Done. That whole task is done, and it had those subtasks that at first may have led me to feel overwhelmed. And then once I broke them down and achieved each one, then it didn't feel like such a big task to do. So maybe that might be helpful to you. Another example is if you don't know all of the steps that are needed to accomplish that bigger task. If that is the case, if it's something that requires multiple steps and you don't know all of the steps at the beginning, then just break down the task into the next step. Sometimes we can just see the next step. And once you're there, you can see the next step after that. Sometimes it's just the fear of starting that stands in our way. And when we start, then we, get momentum and we start gaining clarity on what the next step can be. Then just focus on that step. It's like a staircase, one step at a time. Number 3, is what's standing in your way because are you afraid that you won't do that task well? I'm here to remind you, that's your negative self-talk in action. Dig deeper. Why are you afraid? Lean into inquiring why. What beliefs are standing in your way? Describe what well looks like. Also describe, what does good enough look like? I have come to learn that good enough is often good enough. But if we have a tendency towards perfectionism, see episode 19, it's safe to be messy, 5 signs you might be a perfectionist, your limiting belief that it needs to be perfect, and whatever perfect looks like for you, it's going to stand in your way of even starting the task. Once you know why you're delaying starting this task, it will help you look at the situation differently. And if you don't have to do it, for example, it's not a job requirement, no one's going to die if you don't do it. And I know that's a bit of an extreme example, but it's effective to think of things like that sometimes. Then just don't do it. Strike it off your to-do list. Honestly, and do it without guilt. I've started to do that. I'll start the new week with all these ideas of tasks that I want to do, and it's just not realistic with the time that I have. So things start getting scratched off. If you do have to do it, then I suggest you look into the steps 2 and 3 that I just mentioned. One more tip, if I may share with you, of what works for me. As I plan the day's to-dos, I make my list and then I do the most important task first thing in the morning. And you may need to work around your job to get it done, but it is like one of the first things that you do in your day. Because for many of us, our willpower is best first thing in the morning. We're not distracted by other to-dos or the drama of the day. And when we accomplish something first thing in the morning, It just sets us up for a successful day. I want you to imagine what it will feel like when you get that thing done. I want you to imagine completing something that you really want to get done. Can you see it? What's standing in your way? Are you being told you have to do it? Are you feeling overwhelmed to even start? Are you afraid that you won't do it well? I want to leave you with a couple of inspiring quotes. You ready? It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they become difficult. This is by Lucius Annaeus Seneca. And one more quote. Procrastination is the lazy cousin of fear. When we feel anxiety around an activity, we postpone it. By Noelle Hancock. So you know that thing you're postponing? It's time to get started on it. Let's go. Let's do it. Oh yes, and if you've been postponing signing up for our email list or joining the Facebook group, it's time to make it happen. I'll see you over there. Wishing you a great week, choosing happy. Cheers! If this episode inspired you to choose happy today, I invite you to share it with other girlfriends you know. They can access it through their podcast app. I'd also encourage you to leave a review for the show at Apple Podcasts to encourage more girlfriends to start living their lives the Choose Happy way. If you're looking for more, I invite you to come join us in the Choose Happy with Marie Facebook group, where I drop by several times a week with inspiring posts related to the episode. You can find the link in my show's notes. And finally, don't forget that you can purchase your very own Choose Happy affirmation card deck on my website at www.choosehappywithmarie.com. Have a great day and remember, choose happy.